Did you know that Napoleon Hill, the genius who unraveled the secrets of the most successful people of his time, discovered that in just 90 days you can become a version of yourself so powerful that you don't even recognize yourself? The key, according to Napoleon Hill, is not waiting for the perfect moment or wanting change. It's about making the decision to act with fierce discipline and absolute clarity for 90 consecutive days. Hill noted that the people who built empires did not rely on luck or circumstance. They were confident that they could shape their fate through well-thought-out decisions and consistent actions. This journey is not about making grand gestures one time, but about building a chain of small daily actions that, when accumulated, will transform you into someone new. 90 days is not an arbitrary number. Hill knew that this period would be enough to change his habits, strengthen his mind, and align his life with a higher purpose. But to achieve this, you must commit completely, without excuses, without shortcuts, and without backing down. It's a war against mediocrity, against the doubts that hold you back, against a version of yourself that settles for less than you can be. Are you ready to burn the bridges that connect you to your old self and build a new path to greatness? Before you go any further, let's make a pact. If you are true to the wisdom of Napoleon Hill, if you want to live with the intensity of those who changed the world, show that you are a true follower of his legacy. How many of us will decide on these 90 days of absolute transformation? Sign up now and join a community of destination creators who never give up on anything. Come on, show me you're with me and Hill on this mission. Napoleon Hill's philosophy is based on a basic principle. Your mind is the architect of your reality. He found that the most successful people not only acted with purpose, but also trained their minds to see every challenge as an opportunity. For the next 90 days, your first commitment, inspired by Hill, will be to dedicate 1 hour a day to strengthening your mind. This doesn't mean consuming content aimlessly or getting lost in digital distractions. It's about feeding your brain with ideas that uplift you. Read books that challenge you, such as practical philosophical texts or biographies of leaders who have overcome adversity. Reflect on your daily actions, write down your goals carefully, and create affirmations that will reinforce your new identity. Hill taught that what you put in your mind determines what you project to the world. If you fill your head with noise, your life will be chaos. But if you fill it with purpose, your life will become a masterpiece. Imagine that every day at this time you installed a new operating system in your brain that would make you clearer, more strategic, and more confident. After 90 days, you will have accumulated over 90 hours of mental development, which is an investment that no amount of money can buy. The second pillar, according to the wisdom of Napoleon Hill, is your body. He understood that the mind and body are connected. A weak body limits a strong mind. For the next 90 days, commit to physical training for at least 30 minutes a day and preferably up to 60. You don't need a fancy gym or expensive equipment, you need will. Run, lift weights, practice yoga, walk intensely, but keep moving. Hill noted that men like Theodore Roosevelt, who overcame health problems to become an impressive leader, used exercise as a way to build discipline and resilience. This commitment is not just about aesthetics. It's about energy, it's about clarity. It's about transforming your body into a vehicle that supports your ambitions. Every drop of sweat is a vote for your new identity and a reminder that you choose effort over comfort. At the end of these 90 days, you will not only feel stronger, you will walk with a presence that conveys power without the need for words. The third pillar is your mission, the heart of Napoleon Hill's philosophy. He taught that without a clear goal, your efforts will be weakened. For the next 90 days, you will spend at least 90 minutes a day working on your dream, on your calling, on what makes you wake up with fire in your chest. If you are an artist, create. If you are an entrepreneur, build. If you don't know yet what your mission is, use this time to explore it. Read, write, experiment, but don't sit still. Hill insisted that action creates clarity. Don't wait for inspiration to strike, go and find her. These 90 minutes are sacred. No distractions, no social media, no interruptions. Imagine that every day you add a brick to the building of your future. After 90 days, you will have devoted over 135 hours to your mission, and this is an amount that can make the difference between your dreams and your successes. Hill saw this in people like John D. Rockefeller, whose obsession with building systems made him a titan. Your mission doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be yours, and you have to pursue it with an intensity that scares mediocrity. The fourth pillar, inspired by Napoleon Hill, is stillness. Hill believed that in a noisy world, the ability to calm down was a superpower. Every day for 10 to 20 minutes you will sit absolutely still. No phone, no music, no stimuli, just you, your breath and your thoughts. This could be meditation, a walk in nature, or just sitting in a chair and observing your mind. Hill knew that stillness was not a waste of time. This is where ideas crystallize, where stress disappears, and where you regain control over your inner world. In interviews with leaders such as Alexander Graham, Hill observed that great thinkers value moments of silence that allow them to focus on their goals. At first, you will feel resistance. Your mind will want to escape the chaos. But stay. Observe your thoughts without judging them, let them pass. Over time, this practice will provide you with clarity that will change your decisions. At the end of 90 days, you will have accumulated up to 30 hours of stillness, the space in which the most centered version of you will be born. The fifth pillar, perhaps the most important according to Napoleon Hill, is non-negotiable: commitment. Hill taught that success is not a problem of talent but of consistency. During these 90 days, you will not negotiate with yourself. There will be no days off because you feel tired. There will be no excuses because the weather is not perfect. There will be no breaks because you have done enough. This commitment is a sacred contract with yourself, a promise that you will do what you promised, no matter what the circumstances. Hill noted that men like Abraham Lincoln, who faced countless setbacks before leading the nation, never allowed themselves to give up. If you fail one day, double your effort the next, but never let weakness win. Your character is formed on this pillar, where the voice that says stop is silenced by the voice that says continue. Every time you submit, you teach your subconscious that your word is law. After 90 days, this commitment will not only change your habits but also your self-confidence. Now let's look at how to structure these 90 days to maximize transformation, following the wisdom of Napoleon Hill. Hill emphasized that the environment is as important as the action. You can't build an extraordinary life in a chaotic space. During these 90 days, cleanse your physical and mental environment. Organize your room, desk, and phone. Remove distracting apps, silence notifications, reduce time spent on idle conversations. Hill knew that people like Andrew Carnegie created an environment that strengthened his focus. Your space should be a temple of discipline, a place that will remind you of your mission every time you look at it. If you work in bed or with the TV on in the background, you will sabotage your progress. Create a space where transparency reigns, where every object and every habit supports your transformation. This act, although simple, sends a powerful message to your mind. This is serious, this is real. Additionally, Hill emphasized the importance of energy conservation. During these 90 days, stay away from people and activities that drain your strength. It's not about being selfish, but about strategic thinking. Hill learned from leaders like Charles Schwab that great men surround their time with people who inspire them, not those who exhaust them. Assess your relationships. Who lifts you up? Who's stopping you? Be ruthless in setting boundaries. If someone constantly drags you into drama or doubt, limit their access to your life. Your energy is a limited resource, and during these 90 days, every drop must be devoted to your development. Hill would say that you can't build an empire if you waste your strength on trivial battles. Another important aspect, according to Napoleon Hill, is the elimination of habits that numb the mind. During these 90 days, consider reducing or eliminating alcohol consumption, excessive caffeine, or any substances that interfere with your clarity. Hill observed that the most effective leaders kept their minds sharp and free from chemical interference. The idea is not to deprive you forever, but rather to give you an advantage during this critical period. For example, alcohol may seem like a way to relax, but it actually disrupts sleep, reduces concentration, and weakens determination. Imagine training for a mental battle. Every decision should strengthen you. not weaken you. Hill would tell you, if you want extraordinary results, make extraordinary sacrifices. If you like this video, click subscribe now. It's free and you have no excuse not to join a community that wants to live life to the fullest, the Napoleon Hill way. Go ahead, show that you are willing to act as if everything was in your favor. Now, let's talk about how to face moments of resistance, a topic discussed in detail by Napoleon Hill. He knew that the path to success was full of internal obstacles, not just external ones. Around day 7 or 10 you will feel a wall. The initial excitement will wear off and your mind will start whispering excuses. Rest today. It's not that important. You can come back to it tomorrow. Hill taught that this is the moment when your commitment is tested. Don't fight this resistance with brute force. Get through it with quiet consistency. Every time you decide to act despite doubt, you create a new groove in your mind that says, I deliver. Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, who persevered through thousands of failed experiments because he knew that each attempt brought him closer to his goal. When you feel that wall, take a deep breath, remember your goal, and do the work. You don't have to feel inspired. You must keep your word. Around day 30, you'll come face to face with the second wall, more subtle but equally dangerous: boredom. The routine will become monotonous, and you will not see immediate results. Hill warned that at this point many give up, not out of pain, but out of impatience. But he also knew that greatness comes from repetition, from the discipline of moving forward when no one is clapping. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see the tree for a month, but each day of care makes it stronger beneath the surface. Hill would tell you, trust the process. Activate your system, establish your habits, because change is happening, even if you don't see it yet. In this phase, your mind learns to find satisfaction in effort rather than immediate reward. By overcoming this wall, you become someone who does not rely on emotions to move forward. According to Napoleon Hill, by day 60 you will begin to notice a profound change. Your habits will no longer be a problem. They will be part of you. You'll wake up with clarity like you never had before. You'll make decisions with more confidence and your energy will be different. Hill explained that this is the moment when your subconscious begins to accept your new identity. You don't try to be disciplined, you are disciplined. You're not chasing goals, you live by your standards. This change is neither loud nor dramatic. He is quiet, powerful, true. Hill saw this in leaders like Henry Ford, whose obsession with continuous improvement led him to revolutionize industries. Use this phase to strengthen your systems, correct what isn't working, but never stop. You are halfway there, and the momentum you have built is your greatest ally. Now let's talk about the importance of visualization, a technique that Napoleon Hill considered essential. He taught that the mind does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what is real. During these 90 days, take time every day to visualize your success in detail. Close your eyes and imagine the moment when you achieve your goal. How do you feel? What do you see around you? What do you hear? Hill learned this from people like Alexander Graham Bell, who visualized his inventions before he built them. This practice is not fantasy, it's mental programming. By visualizing your success, you give your subconscious mind a clear goal, and it will work tirelessly to get you there. Do it before bed or during your free time, and you will notice how your daily decisions align with this vision. Hill promised that constant visualization turns dreams into plans and plans into reality. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is time management, a resource that he considered more valuable than money. During these 90 days, treat every hour as an investment in your future. Hill noted that great leaders such as John D. Rockefeller were ruthless about their times. They did not waste it on activities that did not bring them closer to their goals. Create a daily schedule that prioritizes the 5 pillars: mind, body, mission, peace, and commitment. To stay focused, use tools like a calendar or to-do list. Hill would tell you, don't let the day control you, you control the day. If an action is not bringing you closer to your vision, eliminate it without hesitation. By the end of the 90 days, you will have dedicated over 2,000 hours to your transformation. It's an effort that few are willing to make, but it will separate you from the rest. Now let's talk about the importance of self-esteem, a habit that Napoleon Hill recommended to stay on track. Take a few minutes each week to check your progress. Have you fulfilled your 5 pillars? Where did you fail? What can you improve? Hill learned from leaders like Charles Schwab that continuous improvement requires brutal honesty. Don't beat yourself up for your mistakes. Use them as data to tune the system. Journal your thoughts and use these lessons to strengthen your commitment. Hill taught that a man who does not judge himself is doomed to repeat his failures. This practice will help you achieve your goal and help you see how, step by step, you are becoming the person you dreamed of on day 1. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a reward system. He knew that discipline was essential, but he also understood that the brain responds to positive reinforcement. During these 90 days, set small rewards for achieving your weekly goals. For example, if you practice the 5 pillars continuously, for 7 days treat yourself to some rest, a new book or an activity that you enjoy. Hill noticed that people like Thomas Edison used small victories to keep themselves motivated. These rewards should not sabotage your progress. Choose something that will enhance your development, not distract you. Hill would tell you, celebrate the effort, not the result, because it is the effort that transforms you. Now let's talk about the importance of patience, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered essential. He knew that success does not come overnight, and impatience is the enemy of progress. There will be times during these 90 days when you feel like you are not moving fast enough. Hill would tell you, trust the process. Each daily share is an investment that accumulates interest over time. He saw it in men like Abraham Lincoln, who faced decades of failure before achieving greatness. Patience is not passivity. It is the strength to keep going when the results are not yet visible. Focus on the vision, not the clock, and remember that every day you are closer to your goal. Another powerful principle of Napoleon Hill is creating a legacy. He taught that true success is not measured only by what you achieve for yourself, but by the impact you have on others. During these 90 days, consider how your actions can inspire those around you. How can you use your transformation to help others? Hill noted that leaders like Andrew Carnegie not only built wealth, but created systems to uplift future generations. Share your progress with someone who can benefit, teach you a lesson you've learned, or simply live in a way that motivates others to strive for excellence. Hill would tell you, a man is not great by what he has, but by what he gives. Now let's talk about the importance of adaptability, a principle that Napoleon Hill greatly valued. He knew that the path to success was not easy and that obstacles required flexibility. During these 90 days, unexpected events will occur, a busy day, an emergency, a change of plans. Hill would teach you to adapt without giving up. If you can't complete your 90-minute mission one day, do it in the evening. If you can't train outdoors, do your exercises at home. Adaptability is not an excuse for laziness. It is the ability to find solutions without losing direction. Hill saw this in people like Henry Ford, who adapted their strategies without sacrificing their vision. Be firm in your commitment, but flexible in your execution, and never let an obstacle stop you. Another key aspect, according to Napoleon Hill, is building self-confidence. He taught that trust is not a gift. It is a skill that is developed through action. Every time you meet your 5 pillars, you are putting confidence in your personal account. Hill noted that leaders like Theodore Roosevelt built their security by facing challenges, not avoiding them. During these 90 days, every small act of discipline, waking up early, completing training, working on a mission, is proof that you can trust yourself. Hill would tell you confidence doesn't come from results. This comes from knowing that you always keep your word. At the end of the 90 days, this self-confidence will be your armor, and the strength that will make you unstoppable in the face of any challenge. Now let's talk about the importance of simplicity, a principle that Napoleon Hill emphasized to avoid paralysis by analysis. He knew that complexity can be a trap that stops you from taking action. During these 90 days, keep your systems simple. You don't need a perfect plan or sophisticated tools. You need clarity and execution. Hill noted that people like John D. Rockefeller were successful because they reduced their goals to clear steps and followed them without hesitation. Your schedule should be so simple that it requires no thought. An hour for the mind, 30 minutes for the body, 90 minutes for the mission, 10 minutes of silence, and a non-negotiable commitment. Hill would tell you, greatness lies not in complexity, but in consistency of simplicity. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the elimination of self-pity. He taught that self-pity is the poison of progress. During these 90 days, do not fall into the trap of excuses and victimization. Hill noted that leaders like Abraham Lincoln, despite personal tragedies and professional failures, never allowed themselves to feel sorry for themselves. When you feel like everything is too hard, remember that the pain is temporary, but the transformation is permanent. Hill would tell you, you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your own destiny. Focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, your effort, and let go of what you cannot change. Now let's talk about the importance of curiosity, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered to be the engine of innovation. He knew that great leaders never stop asking why and how. During these 90 days, cultivate a curious mindset. Why haven't you achieved a habit this week? How can you improve your concentration? What new strategies can you try? Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, whose curiosity led him to explore thousands of possibilities until he found a solution. Use your daily mind hour to ask deep questions, challenge your assumptions, and look for new ways to grow. Hill would tell you, curiosity is the spark that ignites progress, and a curious person never stagnates. According to Napoleon Hill, another important aspect is creating a sense of urgency. He taught that time is a resource that cannot be regained, and that it is a great act with the intensity of someone who knows that every day counts. For these 90 days, live as if it were your last chance to become the person you want to be. Hill observed that leaders like Charles Schwab worked with a diligence that made them excel at any task. Don't put off your pillars for tomorrow. Do it today now with the intensity of someone who knows that the future depends on this moment. Hill would tell you, a man who acts with diligence not only achieves more, inspires others to do the same. Now, let's talk about the importance of authenticity, a principle that Napoleon Hill valued as the basis of influence. He knew that great leaders do not imitate others. They lived according to their own values. During these 90 days, commit to being authentic in your actions and decisions. Don't pursue goals that don't suit you just because others value them. Hill saw this in men like Andrew Carnegie, whose authenticity made him a magnetic leader. Define what success means to you, and align your 5 pillars with this vision. Hill would tell you, authenticity doesn't just create transparency, gives you the power to inspire others by your example. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is practicing empathy. He taught that true success requires understanding and appreciating others. During these 90 days, take time to listen to the people in your life, understand their point of view, and offer support when needed. Hill noted that leaders like Theodore Roosevelt built loyalty because they truly cared about others. Empathy. It is not a weakness. It is a tool for building lasting relationships that support you on your path. Hill would tell you, a man who understands others not only gains allies, gain a broader perspective on the world. Now let's talk about the importance of immediate action, a principle that Napoleon Hill found necessary to avoid procrastination. He knew that ideas without action are only illusions. During these 90 days, commit to taking action when you make a decision. If you decide to train, put your shoes on now. If you decide to work on your mission, open your notebook now. Hill saw this in men like Henry Ford, whose speed of execution set him apart from the competition. Immediate action creates a dynamic. That doubt cannot stop. Hill would tell you the man who acts now not only moves faster, live without the burden of pending tasks. Another key aspect, according to Napoleon Hill, is building a mentality of abundance. He taught that fear of scarcity limits your potential, while belief in abundance opens doors. During these 90 days, train your mind to see the possibilities in every challenge. Hill noted that leaders like John D. Rockefeller focused not on what they lacked, but on how they could create more value. When you encounter an obstacle, ask yourself, how can I use it to grow? Hill would tell you, abundance is not what you have. It is what you believe you can create. Now let's talk about the importance of celebration, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered crucial to maintaining the momentum of events. He knew that recognizing your achievements, no matter how small, strengthens your commitment. During these 90 days, celebrate each week that you have completed the 5 pillars without fail. Don't wait until the 90th day to feel proud. Find joy in it. Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, who valued every step toward his inventions. Celebrating can be as simple as writing in your journal, "I did it for another week." Hill would tell you, celebration is not arrogance. This is fuel for further work. Another powerful principle of Napoleon Hill is building a global mindset. He taught that great leaders do not limit themselves to their immediate environment. They look for inspiration from all over the world. During these 90 days, expand your perspective. Read about different cultures, research how others overcame challenges, look for ideas that will take you out of your comfort zone. Hill saw this in people like Alexander Graham Bell, whose global curiosity led him to invent revolutionary technologies. Hill would tell you, the man who thinks big doesn't just change his life, changes the world. Now let's talk about the importance of emotional coherence, a principle that Napoleon Hill believed was essential to leadership. He knew that unstable emotions could sabotage your progress. During these 90 days, work on staying calm under pressure. Use your quiet time to observe your emotions without letting them control you. Hill noted that leaders like Abraham Lincoln remained calm even in the darkest moments. When you feel frustrated or doubtful, breathe and remember your goal. Hill would tell you a man who controls his emotions is not just living his life, leads others. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a common goal. He taught that success is most meaningful when it benefits others. During these 90 days, consider how your transformation can impact your community, your family, and your team. Hill saw this in people like Andrew Carnegie, who used his wealth to create opportunities for future generations. Share your lessons, inspire others by your example, and work towards goals that go beyond your personal gain. Hill would tell you, a shared purpose doesn't just give you direction, he gives you an inheritance. Now, let's talk about the importance of introspection, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the key to self-knowledge. He knew that without understanding yourself, you cannot lead yourself. During these 90 days, use this time of reflection to examine your motivations, fears, and strengths. Hill noted that leaders like Charles Schwab knew themselves so well that they could anticipate their own weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Ask yourself, what motivates me? What's stopping me? Hill would tell you a man who knows himself not only overcomes his limitations, turns them into fuel. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of active gratitude. He taught that gratitude is not just a passive feeling, but an action that changes your perspective. During these 90 days, don't just write down what you are grateful for. Follow this. If you are grateful for your relationship, take the time to strengthen it. If you value an opportunity, make the most of it. Hill saw this in people like Theodore Roosevelt, whose gratitude for life led him to live intensely. Hill would tell you, active gratitude doesn't just make you happier. This will make you more effective. Now let's talk about the importance of courage, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the basis of all meaningful action. He knew that fear was inevitable, but courage was a choice. During these 90 days, face your everyday fears, whether they be public speaking, making a difficult decision, or taking risks on your mission. Hill noted that leaders like Henry Ford acted despite fear, not because they did not feel it. Every act of courage strengthens your confidence and weakens your insecurities. Hill would tell you, the brave man is not the one who is not afraid. He is the one who acts despite fear. According to Napoleon Hill, another important aspect is creating a system of continuous learning. He taught that knowledge is the fuel of growth, but only when it is applied. During these 90 days, try to learn something new every week that brings you closer to your mission. It could be a technical skill, a leadership strategy, or a life lesson. Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, whose hunger for knowledge made him unstoppable. Hill would tell you, a person who is constantly learning does not just adapt to change, creates it. Now let's talk about the importance of transparency, a principle that Napoleon Hill found necessary to avoid misunderstandings. He knew that a clear mind made important decisions. During these 90 days, review your vision daily to ensure that each action is consistent with it. Hill noted that leaders like John D. Rockefeller had goals clear enough to say no to any distraction. Ask yourself, is this action bringing me closer to my goal? Hill would tell you, transparency is not a luxury. This is necessary to achieve success. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of personal responsibility. He taught that blaming others or circumstances is the path to mediocrity. During these 90 days, take full responsibility for your results. If you fail, don't. Make excuses. Look for lessons. Hill saw this in men like Abraham Lincoln, who accepted the consequences of their decisions without complaint. Hill would tell you, a man who takes responsibility not only controls his life, inspires others to do the same. Now let's talk about the importance of honesty, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered the basis of trust. He knew that without honesty, no success would last. During these 90 days, commit to making every decision with integrity, even if no one is watching. Hill noted that leaders like Andrew Carnegie built empires through the consistency of their words and actions. Keep your promises, be transparent, and live your values. Hill would tell you honesty not only makes you trustworthy, makes you invincible. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a mentality of service. He taught that true success comes from solving problems for others. During these 90 days, focus on how your mission can benefit others. Hill saw this in people like Charles Schwab, whose ability to serve his teams made him an exceptional leader. Ask yourself, how can I add value to my community? Hill would tell you, a man who serves not only succeeds, leaves a legacy. Now let's talk about the importance of perseverance, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered the hallmark of the great. He knew that failures were inevitable, but perseverance turned them into stepping stones. During these 90 days, commit to moving forward, even when all seems lost. Hill noted that leaders like Thomas Edison persevered because they viewed each failure as a step toward success. When you encounter an obstacle, remember that it is only a test of your determination. Hill would tell you, persistence will not only get you to your goal, it transforms you along the way. Another powerful principle from Napoleon Hill is the practice of humility. He taught that great leaders realize that there is always more to learn. During these 90 days, keep an open mind, ready to accept feedback and correct your mistakes. Hill saw this in men like Theodore Roosevelt, whose humility made him a respected leader. Listen to others, learn from your failures, and never assume you know everything. Hill would tell you, humility is not weakness. This is the door to growth. Now, let's talk about the importance of mass action, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered crucial in overcoming inertia. He knew that small steps were important, but sometimes it took extraordinary effort to break through barriers. During these 90 days, identify an area of your mission where you can take a bold step, a big project, a risky decision, a goal. That scares you. Hill saw this in people like Henry Ford, whose bold vision changed the world. Hill would tell you, mass action not only produces results. Build confidence in your ability to achieve the impossible. Another key aspect, according to Napoleon Hill, is building a mentality of excellence. He taught that mediocrity is the enemy of success. During these 90 days, commit to doing your best on every task, no matter how small. Hill noted that leaders like John D. Rockefeller stood out because they paid attention to every detail. Perform your work at such a high level that it inspires others. Hill would tell you, perfection is not an act. It's a habit that makes you stand out from the crowd. Now let's talk about the importance of connection, a principle that Napoleon Hill valued as the basis for lasting influence. He knew that no one achieves greatness alone. During these 90 days, Build relationships with people who share your vision and challenge you to be better. Hill saw this in people like Andrew Carnegie, whose network of allies helped him build his empire. Find mentors, join the community, and offer value to those around you. Hill would tell you, connections don't just open doors, they help you maintain your success. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of strategic reflection. He taught that success requires not only action, but also direction. During these 90 days, spend some time each week assessing whether your efforts are aligned with your vision. Hill observed that leaders like Charles Schwab constantly reviewed their strategies to stay on the right path. Ask yourself, am I moving towards my goal, or am I just busy? Hill would tell you, strategic thinking doesn't just save time. Multiply your results. Now let's talk about the importance of self-belief, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the driving force of every achievement. He knew that without belief that you would succeed, no plan would work. During these 90 days, cultivate unwavering faith in your potential. Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, whose belief in his ideas led him to overcome countless failures. When doubts arise, remind yourself of your past victories, no matter how small, and use your visualization to increase your confidence. Hill would tell you, self-confidence is not arrogance. This is the fuel that ignites your dreams. According to Napoleon Hill, another important aspect is the creation of a system of accountability. He taught that commitment is stronger when you share it with others. During these 90 days, find an ally or group that holds you accountable to your 5 pillars. Hill saw this in men like Abraham Lincoln, who relied on close advisors to help him focus. Share your goals with someone you trust and meet weekly to review your progress. Hill would tell you, accountability is not control. This is a reminder of your commitment. Now let's talk about the importance of emotional resilience, a principle that Napoleon Hill believed was necessary to overcome ups and downs. He knew that the path to success was full of moments of doubt and frustration. During these 90 days, train your mind to see every failure as a learning opportunity. Hill noted that leaders like Theodore Roosevelt turned adversity into strength. When you face failure, breathe, analyze what went wrong, and move forward with greater determination. Hill would tell you, emotional resilience doesn't just keep you in the game, makes you invincible. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is to practice generosity. He taught that giving without expecting anything in return creates a cycle of abundance. During these 90 days, look for ways to help others by sharing your knowledge, offering support, or being inspired by your example. Hill saw this in men, like Andrew Carnegie, whose generosity left a lasting mark. Every week do one act of generosity, no matter how small. Hill would tell you, generosity not only enriches others, enrich your soul. Now let's talk about the importance of determination, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the fire that fuels success. He knew that without unwavering will, no plan would survive. During these 90 days, commit to not giving up, no matter how difficult the road may be. Hill noted that leaders like Henry Ford faced criticism and failure, but their determination made them unstoppable. When you feel like giving up, remember your goal and say out loud, I said 90 days, not 9. Hill would tell you, determination will not only get you to your goal, this makes you someone who never gives up. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a mindset of possibility. He taught that limitations are just beliefs that can be overcome. During these 90 days, challenge your assumptions about what is possible. Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, who imagined solutions that others thought were impossible. When you encounter an obstacle, ask yourself, what if it were possible? Hill would tell you an opportunity mindset doesn't just open doors, create new worlds. Now let's talk about the importance of authenticity in action, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered the key to consistency. He knew that acting against his values causes internal conflict. During these 90 days, make sure that every decision you make reflects who you are and who you want to be. Hill noted that leaders like John D. Rockefeller lived with integrity, which made them trustworthy. Before you take action, ask yourself, Does this align with my vision? Hill would tell you, authenticity in action not only gives you peace of mind, gives you power. Another powerful principle from Napoleon Hill is the practice of mindfulness. He taught that being present in every moment maximizes effectiveness. During these 90 days, train your mind to focus on the task at hand without being distracted by the past or future. Hill saw this in people like Charles Schwab, whose presence in every interaction made him an exceptional leader. Use your quiet time to practice mindfulness and apply this presence to each pillar. Hill would tell you, mindfulness not only improves your work, improve your life. Now, let's talk about the importance of inspiration, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the fuel of the soul. He knew that great leaders are inspired by stories and examples that motivate them. During these 90 days, look for inspiration in the lives of those who have overcome adversity. Read about leaders like Abraham Lincoln or study Hill's own principles. Hill would tell you, inspiration is not a luxury, it's the spark that keeps your fire burning. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a mindset for action. He taught that thinking without action is a dream. During these 90 days, commit to taking at least one step, no matter how small, toward your mission each day. Hill saw this in men like Andrew Carnegie, whose constant actions brought him from rags to riches. Don't wait to know all the answers. Take action and learn along the way. Hill would tell you, action doesn't just get results, creates brightness. Now, let's talk about the importance of collective trust, a principle that Napoleon Hill valued as the foundation of great teams. He knew that success required cooperation. During these 90 days, build trust with those around you by being trustworthy, respectful, and committed. Hill noted that leaders like Theodore Roosevelt inspired loyalty because they treated others with respect. Hill would tell you, collective trust doesn't just strengthen your relationships, strengthen your mission. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of reinvention. He taught that change is constant and that the great reinvent themselves to adapt. During these 90 days, be open to letting go of old ways of thinking and acting that no longer serve you. Hill saw this in people like Henry Ford, who reinvented himself to lead a changing industry. Ask yourself, what part of me needs to evolve? Hill would tell you, reinvention is not loss. This is evolution. Now let's talk about the importance of passion, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the driving force of action. He knew that without passion, effort becomes unsustainable. During these 90 days, find a way to connect the 5 pillars to what you love. Hill noted that leaders like Thomas Edison worked tirelessly because they loved what they did. Make your mission exciting and use this passion to get through difficult times. Hill would tell you, passion doesn't just drive you, makes you unforgettable. According to Napoleon Hill, another important aspect is creating an influencing mindset. He taught that true success is measured by the change you create in the world. During these 90 days, focus on how your work can leave a positive mark. Hill saw this in men like Andrew Carnegie, whose vision went beyond personal wealth. Ask yourself, how can I make a difference? Hill would tell you, an impactful mindset doesn't just elevate your life, lift everyone around you. Now let's talk about the importance of perseverance, a principle that Napoleon Hill believed was the key to overcoming any obstacle. He knew that the greats are not the most talented, but the most consistent. During these 90 days, maintain your 5 pillars no matter what the circumstances. Hill noted that leaders like John D. Rockefeller were successful because they never deviated from their system. When life gets complicated, remember that perseverance is your superpower. Hill would tell you, persistence doesn't just lead to success. This makes you someone others trust. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of active introspection. He taught that reflection is not enough. You must act on what you discover. During these 90 days, use your weekly reflections to identify patterns and make immediate changes. Hill saw this in people like Charles Schwab, whose ability to quickly correct mistakes made him unique. Hill would tell you, active introspection doesn't just make you better, keeps you one step ahead. Now let's talk about the importance of long-term vision, a principle that Napoleon Hill found necessary to avoid distraction. He knew that great leaders look beyond the present. During these 90 days, hold on to your vision of who you want to be in 5 or 10 years, and use that image to guide your daily decisions. Hill noted that leaders like Abraham Lincoln acted for a purpose that transcended the moment. Hill would tell you, a long-term vision doesn't just provide direction, it gives you the strength to overcome the temporary. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a learning mindset. He taught that every experience, good or bad, is a lesson. During these 90 days, treat each day as an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, your mission, or the world. Hill saw this in people like Thomas Edison, whose learning mentality led him to constant innovation. Hill would tell you, a learning mindset doesn't just make you smarter, it makes you stronger. Now let's talk about the importance of authenticity. In communication, a principle that Napoleon Hill considered the key to influence. He knew that authentic words had power. During these 90 days, speak honestly, either with yourself or with others. Hill noted that leaders like Theodore Roosevelt were inspiring because their words reflected their actions. Hill would tell you, authenticity in communication not only builds trust, build a legacy. Another powerful principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of disciplined action. He taught that discipline was not only about doing the right thing, but also about doing it at the right time. During these 90 days, structure your day to maximize your productivity by prioritizing your pillars during your highest energy moments. Hill saw this in men like Andrew Carnegie, whose discipline in getting things done made him unbeatable. Hill would tell you, disciplined action not only produces results, creates a standard of excellence. Now let's talk about the importance of community, a principle that Napoleon Hill believed was essential to growth. He knew that surrounding yourself with people aligned with your vision multiplies your success. During these 90 days, find a community that inspires and challenges you. Hill noticed that leaders like Henry Ford created teams that shared their passion. Join groups, attend events, or create your own support circle. Hill would tell you, community doesn't just lift you up, makes you unstoppable. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is creating a mindset of gratitude. He taught that gratitude changes your perspective and attracts more blessings. During these 90 days, write down something you are grateful for every day and use that gratitude to fuel your motivation. Hill saw this in people like John D. Rockefeller, whose gratitude kept him focused. Hill would tell you, gratitude doesn't just make you happier, makes you more powerful. Now let's talk about the importance of strategic action, a principle that Napoleon Hill identified as crucial to maximizing impact. He knew that it was not enough to work hard. You have to work smart. During these 90 days, continually evaluate whether your efforts are producing the desired results and adjust your approach if necessary. Hill noted that leaders like Charles Schwab succeeded because they combined effort with strategy. Hill would tell you, acting strategically not only saves time, multiply your success. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of trust in the process. He taught that success is a journey, not a destination. During these 90 days, trust that each daily action brings you closer to your goal, even if you don't see immediate results. Hill saw this in men like Abraham Lincoln, whose belief in process led to greatness. Hill would tell you, trusting the process not only keeps you focused, gives you peace of mind. Now let's talk about the importance of authenticity in leadership, a principle that Napoleon Hill valued as the basis for lasting influence. He knew that great leaders inspire because they are authentic. During these 90 days, live your life authentically, making decisions that reflect your deepest values. Hill noted that leaders like Theodore Roosevelt gained respect because they lived with integrity. Hill would tell you, authentic leadership doesn't just uplift you, lift everyone around you. According to Napoleon Hill, another powerful aspect is creating an emotional abundance mentality. He taught that positive emotions multiply energy. During these 90 days, cultivate emotions such as joy, gratitude, and hope, even in difficult times. Hill saw this in people like Andrew Carnegie, whose positive attitude made him a magnetic leader. Hill would tell you, An emotional abundance mentality doesn't just make you stronger, this makes you contagious. Now let's talk about the importance of consistent action, the principle that Napoleon Hill considered the basis of all achievements. He knew that consistency separates dreamers from achievers. During these 90 days, maintain your 5 pillars reliably, no matter what the circumstances. Hill noted that leaders like Thomas Edison achieved the impossible because they never stopped. Hill would tell you, consistent action doesn't just get results. Create an extraordinary life. Another key principle of Napoleon Hill is the practice of creative visualization. He taught that imagining your success in detail programs your mind to achieve it. During these 90 days, take time every day to visualize not only the outcome, but also the process, what it is like to work on your mission, how you overcome challenges. Hill saw this in people like Henry Ford, whose clear vision led him to revolutionize industry. Hill would tell you, creative visualization doesn't just motivate you, guides you. Now let's talk about the importance of personal responsibility, a principle that Napoleon Hill believed was essential to commitment. He knew that being responsible for yourself was the basis of discipline. During these 90 days, create a system to track the 5 pillars, whether it's a calendar, an app, or a journal. Hill observed that leaders like John D. Rockefeller use data to stay on track. Hill would tell you personal responsibility not only ensures integrity, keeps you moving. According to Napoleon Hill, another key aspect is developing a leadership mindset. He taught that leading yourself is the first step to leading others. During these 90 days, make every decision with the mindset of a leader, responsible, strategic, inspiring. Hill saw this in people like Charles Schwab, whose ability to lead on his own made him an exceptional leader. Hill would tell you, a leadership mindset doesn't just lift you up, it makes you a beacon to others, and days can change your life. If you are ready for a change, subscribe for more such content and comment the word discipline if you are going to start today.